right, here's a full walk around of my 2004 350Z. So I bought this car like a little over a year ago, year and a couple months. It was wrapped and it had the wheels, and everything else I've pretty much done. It has like 140,000 miles. I bought it with 130, so I haven't put that many miles on it. It's ran pretty good. I've had a couple misfires and like random shit happening. But I just did like valve cover gaskets, spark plugs, coil packs. I did all the hoses, which you'll see later. But yeah, for the most part, it runs pretty good. It still has the stock VQ35DE. It just has a Z1 intake, nothing crazy. It's stock exhaust other than a muffler delete. So this is the stock DE. I bought the Z1 master hose kit. So I replaced all the coolant lines pretty much and all the vacuum lines. I got this little oil cap because I hated how the stock one, it's like upside down. If you know, you know. And then I have the harness cover right here. I think it looks a lot cleaner. And then my car originally, he didn't have because I bought this car about a year ago. It didn't have the plastic pieces, so I bought those off Marketplace. And then this is the Z1 intake. I mean, it looks pretty good. I'm on 19 by 10.5 ESR SR01s. I have the Fly One Renegade carbon hood. I have the KBD, I don't remember what it is. It's a KBD front bumper. The whole car is wrapped in metallic vampire red by Vinyl Frog. I have the GK Tech mirrors. I have the stock taillights. For these taillights, these are the stock DE taillights. Originally, I bought some off eBay and I cut the lens off and then I just painted them chrome and then I glued the lens back on and they didn't look that good. So, because they didn't have this like mirror finish. So I decided to break the lens off these because they were already cracked and stuff. And then I bought these red LEDs. But the problem is sometimes they'll disconnect out of the plug and I don't have a tail light. But they look pretty good. And then with these lights down here, I just bought them off eBay. So they're sequential. I don't have my keys on me, so I can't really show you, but they're sequential. So they'll do like a yellow light strip going down, and it looks pretty good. I think they were maybe $100. Yeah, but both sides. They look pretty good. Haven't had any issues with them yet. Of the KBD like little duck wing spoiler. For the headlights, these are Spec D headlights. I bought these, they were probably like $300, maybe $400. They have that like little light up thing in the beginning on the light bar. But they're not for the DE. So mine have a halogen instead of a ballast. So I had to rewire the whole back of it from going to an 8-pin to a 6-pin. And then I had to wire in the halogens because I couldn't get a ballast for them. So if you can look at this one, when I first ran them, it melted the plastic in there. Halogen must be brighter or like hotter than the ballast one is, but it kind of yellowed the light strip right here. Pretty bad, actually. And then you can see there's like fog in there. And then there's like yellowing on that right there. But I don't know. I don't really notice it, but this one's clean. Wish the other one came out that mint, but. For the interior, I have bull boosted seats. And then on the seats, so originally I was gonna do Energy, but I feel like everyone has Energy and it's kind of lame. So I saw these on bull boosted on their like TikTok or something. So I think it was like $600 for both. And then I made these mounts by myself. So there's like a metal material shop near me, and I just bought these like little things, these little flat plates. I just drilled the holes for the bolts, and then I like welded them at the right angle so they'd match the mounts. So all in all, I got these seats for like $600, but I think they look pretty good. For the steering wheel, I think I seen the Holdfast on Fresh Kicks S15, and I fucked with it, so I decided to get it. I think the steering wheel's like around $200 or something like that, like 160 maybe, and then the quick release is like $100, and so is the hub. So this was like $400 total. And whenever you're taking off the stock steering wheel, you have to have these security Torx right here. So you have to have these Torx, but they have like a hole in the tip of them. So I had to buy these to replace my fucking steering wheel. So that's kind of lame, but the steering wheel is on. It looks pretty good. It's honestly nice to drive with. I feel like the grip's a lot better, and my old one was like peeling. So this is nice, but the only problem is since it's like felt or whatever, or Alcantara, like I always hold the steering wheel like this while I'm driving. So like right here, it's gross, bro. I've tried to clean it. I've done what I could. The rest of it's mint, if you can see. The rest of it's super clean, but just that one part is like from my oil on my hands and shit. Yeah. The shift knob, this was on the car when I bought it. It's a Mishimoto. It was silver originally. As you can see, the paint's peeling. But I just took it off, and I just hit it with like some rattle can spray paint. It looked pretty good for a while, but it started peeling. I need to go over it with another coat and maybe clear coat it. And then this Bride shift boot. The old shift boot was like a felt or whatever, and it was tearing, and it was zip tied to the thing. So I just bought this off Amazon for like $15 maybe. It doesn't take very long to replace it. You just pull up on this thing and the whole interior comes out. Oh, and this thing's broken, as you can see. It doesn't stay in there for whatever reason. And then on this piece, originally it's silver, and I hated the way it looked, so I just rattle canned it black, and it looks a lot better. Another thing with the interior is these buttons right here. So when I first bought the car, the windows wouldn't roll up or down. Like they would go up, but then they would bounce back down to the middle. And I just bought new window switches off of like Amazon for, I don't know, maybe $10, something like that. And it fixed it. Now they roll up and roll down fine. So if your Z is not rolling up and down the windows, it might be the buttons. Suspension. This fucking light, look at this shit. Boom, on, baby. So I have airlift performance suspension. So we have the compressor mounted right there, air tank, and then the manifold mounted right there. Back here, oh, you can't even see it. Yeah, it's kind of a mess, but you know, shit happens. So I had to grab a light because the lighting in here is not great. But for the airlift performance, it took me probably like 2 days to install it, like not fully going at it. The compressor, all that, super easy to mount, very plug and play. I just had to put bolts back into these because the old ones were like stripping out, and my tank was moving while I was driving, so I could hear it like clanking a little bit. Kind of annoying. Back here is not that clean, but I had to, I just used these little push 90 connect fittings, so that way they weren't like looping super far out of the trunk. And then that's the main harness. I can't really tuck that anywhere. And then those are my airlines. So I ran my 2 front airlines through the interior because I really didn't want to have a bunch of holes at the bottom from it like dragging on the ground or doing whatever. So it's kind of messy, but there's nothing I can really do. I tried to tuck them under this plastic right here, but it's not big enough for it all. So I just had to run them like that and try to keep them tidy. And then they're just ran up through the firewall, up in there to my battery. This is the car fully aired out. As you can see, it's pretty low. One problem is actually yesterday I was leaving work and I forgot to air up my car, and I went to turn and I was like, wow, the steering's really stiff. It's because my wheel hit my fenders, so it was like peeling and shit. So this one's dented a little bit. You can see that. Yeah, you can see that. I don't think this one got pushed out just a little bit. Fucking roll your fenders at home. So that's a full walk around of my 350Z. Let me know anything else I should film with this thing and any other mods that I should do.